Hello. Thanks for stopping by and welcome back to my channel. My name is Felix and today we'll be continuing to episode 2 of my Vietnamese Hazbin Hotel series. It's gonna be Angel Dust this time, and just a heads up, I'll be doing a complete overhaul. So I'm sorry in advance if I end up breaking your spider Angel Dust fan hearts. Next video will probably be Cherry Bomb along with Sir Pentious, and I hope you'll stick around for the rest of the hotel crew. Listen, I can hear you freaking out in front of the screen. Why is he a horse? This is an Angel Dust. And yeah, I get you. Being a white spider with fake boobs and pink clothing is a staple in his character design. However, like I said in my Alistair video, this is a prime example for one of Miss Madronna's questionable design choices. From digging around on the internet, and not from the show, we know that Angel Dust is a spider because his family is apparently a web of crimes, and that he is Italian. First of all, tell me that you knew this was a spider from the moment you laid your eyes on this. Again, from my aforementioned video, why use an English saying for an Italian character? I'm gonna stop myself from going on about how Miss Madrona has failed to communicate anything through his design, because that will make this episode too long and you can listen to other people doing just that in the countless existing Angel Dust redesign videos. I'll be focusing on the points I made on using an English saying for an Italian character and make it Vietnamese euphemism for Vietnamese character. So we all know that Angel Dust is a sexually promiscuous person and that he is a heavy drug user. He also loves partying and drinking alcohol. In Vietnamese, we have the slang con ngựa to describe a sexually promiscuous woman. But it can also be used as a verb, đi ngựa, to describe the act of unnecessary, reckless, indulgent hangouts or just overall unhealthy partying. While con ngựa is typically used for a woman, I thought, since Angel Dust does drag and is pretty effeminate, I could use it for him too. His fur is still white because Vietnamese horses can be white, but he'll be a lot shorter than original Angel Dust because Vietnamese horses are considered short when compared to their foreign counterparts, and I'd like to reflect that in his height. Now on to the next part. Why is he so buff? Well, this is more of a me thing because I've never fully shaken off the feeling that Angel Dust is Miss Madronna's fetish of feminine gay men. I know that twinks and openly sexual people like him exist in real life, but it's the way that he keeps harassing Husk and a few other characters then gets played up for laughs. It really rubs me the wrong way. And also because the way every significant male character looks like twinks and the amount of gay men relationships outnumber that of gay women. I also took his background as a criminal into account, and Angel Dust looks like he could snap in two from the weakest of wind. That's not good for dealing with the mafia, so I made Horse Dust extra masculine and extremely jacked for the visual communicator that he is a part of a violent gang, and for the same reason, he's heavily tattooed with lots of piercings. The outfit he's wearing is another of our traditional clothing for women called áo yếm. It is the most revealing traditional clothing that we have, considering it leaves our arms and backs bare. Since Valentino is the overlord of the adult film industry, I figured he would make pornos that cater to all kind of fetishes, and Horse Dust is for people who fetishizes Asians. That's why he gave Horse Dust this particular garment to play up his sexuality and ethnicity. Our hymn usually has an embroidered decoration in front, so I put Valentino's face as a way of tying the two together of some sorts. You can say that I used Canon Vow face, since I'm not planning on touching the V's anytime soon, because
our brand is perfection.
Since Valentino keeps making horse dust play up his own everything, it would make him hate himself further, even developing a new form of self-loathing. That is feeling disgust just for being Vietnamese, when he's constantly exposed to degenerates who only objectify his race. Horse Dust has a lot of internalized homophobia given that he's from 1940s Vietnam, as well as being born into a family of gangsters. He suppressed his queerness, but he still kept being made fun of by his family members. Since I don't think people who are a part of a crime organization would be against toxic masculinity or overall bigotry. But after Horse Dust dies and by the time Hazbin Hotel rolls around, I think he'd sit better by himself with the fact that he likes men, but not too comfortable to sexually harass other men. Before we continue to his casual wear, I'd like to mention one more thing, that is his stage name. I dug around for a Vietnamese euphemism for drugs, and I think Mai Thuy would suit him best. It sounds like a feminine name, which Valentino picked out to mock him even more. Mai Thuy is the Vietnamese way of saying ma túy, like how online netizens say silver slide. I imagine Valentino would call him Mai, like how you refer to someone's first name in Western culture, but Horse Dust would be like, you're supposed to say Thuy, do your research so you can degrade me properly, and then Val would lash out at him harder. I had a bit of a struggle coming up with a casual look for him. In the show, Angel Dust doesn't mind changing his look to fit with the times, and I wanted to incorporate that into Horse Dust as well. I wanted him to wear something relatively modern, but also reflects his time in the 1940s. But diving into Vietnamese history in the 1940s just gives me Ho Chi Minh and his path finding independence for Vietnam. Which is fair, we were a war-torn country, and we should honor those who tried to save us. Even if I did manage to find something, the sources would be wrong and show pictures from the 70s onward. So I gave up and gave him whatever you're seeing on your screen now. What was even a bigger struggle was picking the colors for his outfit and tattoos. What are you talking about? You colored his tattoos just fine earlier. Well, I'm gonna tell you something that will blow your mind. I finished that picture after finishing this one. I honestly didn't know what color should I choose. Since his body is already white, he'd go well with any color I pick. Unlike his work outfit, I didn't have a vision for this outfit before sketching his pose, and neither did its specific colors. So I just put the ones that I saw in a picture when searching for stylish, casual men's clothing. You'll see here in the speed paint that I kept going over his tattoos. When sketching his concept, in my mind he was a brown horse and he had red flowers tattoos. So I guess it wouldn't stick out like a sore thumb, but now with white fur, it just stood out too much. I hated it. I tried giving it more colors, but it just looked worse. So I went and consulted the same friend that helped me with Alistair's cane. While I think they both look nice, the red makes him look intimidating and the green doesn't look as harsh, I ended up not going in either direction because, well, what is it doing here? What is the green or the red doing here? They are respectively Alistair's and Rosie's color, and when designing Horse Dust in his casual wear, I want him to be as different from his work persona as possible. I think he'd want to distance himself from Valentino and that fake glamorous celebrity life, so he tried to make himself look dull and bland. I wanted him to look background character dull and bland. and a colored tattoo would make him pop too much like a main character, so I went with a dark gray. Not as harsh on the eyes as black, while not as unique as any other color. It always bugs me that Angel Dust still acts in the persona that Valentino made for him, even when he's not working, like sexually harassing Husk, or wearing the outfit that is oh so similar to the one he wears while filming. I thought you hated this guy. So I figured Horse Dust would like to wear something modest and covers his tattoos. He doesn't want to be reminded of his dreadful past at the sight of his tattoos, but Valentino wants him to keep them so he can't get them permanently removed. He can only use cover-ups. I did think of long sleeve shirts, but it wouldn't be practical for him to wear it because in where he's from, it's easy to sweat in those. You can see here that he no longer wears his piercings. It is because of the same reason he doesn't want to show off his tattoos off-set. He also refrains from using or doing anything remotely feminine, like using concealer to cover his tattoos, because of PTSD of the bullying, and of course, he'd like to distance himself from Valentino as much as possible out of work. By redesigning Angel Dust into a horse, I can probably see some of you saying that I ruined his and Val's Spider Moth dynamic irony, but I'll make up for that with Alistair and Husk when I do a video on the alcoholic gambler cat. And that concludes this episode of Vietnamese Hazbin Hotel characters. Thank you so much for stopping by and staying till the end. If you had as much fun watching as I did drawing, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you won't miss Pentious and Cherri's episode. And by doing that, you also help support me and this little tiny channel. I'm just an artist who's trying to get the art scene, and I don't profit from these videos, and I do not get any money by doing all this art, so the best way to support me right now is to commission me. You can contact me via Discord or email. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. See you next time.